I'm Kate Krieger-Watkins here with another edition of The Scoop for Mason County Press, brought to you by West Shore Bank and Betten Baker Ford. And today I'm joined with Ludington City Manager Mitch Foster. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
I haven't seen you in a while.
I know. COVID.
Let's not talk about it. It's just, I'm over it.
I think we all are.
I'm over it. So, we are here to talk about the Ludington Outdoor Social District.
Yeah.
That has just been kind of rolled out in the last month.
Yep. Kind of a slow rollout. Yeah.
Again, COVID.
Yeah.
And
well,
it's cold.
right. And the social district policies and legislation that the state has, it just necessitates a slow rollout because
Makes sense.
Every time a restaurant or a bar wants to participate, they not only have to get a permission through the city council, but then they also have to go through the Liquor Control Commission for approval. And they're talking like month delays right now because of really COVID.
Anybody who knows dealing with liquor control and just Food and Drug Administration and anything having to do with consumption
right.
There's a lot of time.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
COVID definitely has played a part in that. So let's talk a little bit about how this came about and actually what it is. I think a lot of people are kind of now coming out because the weather is getting nicer, seeing the logos on things and are saying, what is this? Yeah,
so the state back in 2020, in the middle of 2020, maybe early part of summer, approved social district legislation at the state legislature, which allows municipalities, cities and villages to create districts where you could consume alcohol that was essentially in a to-go container from licensed establishments. You'd have to create a district, boundaries, the whole 9 yards, a common area where people could consume in the public realm, all of those sorts of things. And so at that point in time, we knew that, our neighbors like Cadillac, Rockford, Petoskey were all looking into it. City Council and DDA didn't get a lot of feedback from businesses interested in it at that point in time. So we kind of took a step back, but continued on our research to make sure this was something that if it came to fruition, we knew what was going on. And so fast forward towards the end of 2020, starting in 2021, and we started to get some more feedback from restaurants and bars, especially considering, at that point in time, some of them were closed completely indoors.
Right.
And then we started moving it into 25%. And for a lot of them, 25% isn't enough to keep the doors open to do indoor service. And so City Council, through the Building and Licensing Committee, as well as the DDA, started looking at it a little bit harder. And at that point, we started creating, the boundaries, which is primarily the first block east and west on Ludington Avenue, and then James Street all the way down to Ludington Bay. And then we looked at, who would be participating, making sure they were all included. And then it just went through the process. So we ended up having the full district created, the first city council meeting in March. And now businesses are just slowly getting their applications in and approved through the Michigan Liquor Control Commission.
So what does it look like if they're a business that have been approved? You as a customer go in. What are the perks of this?
So the real thing is you'll see some people have already posted these things on Facebook. I know a lot of the restaurants or bars that once they get the license, they start posting them. It's a clear plastic glass. One logo will be the LOST, the Ludington Outdoor Social District, kind of compass logo. And then the other one will be that of the bar or restaurant.
Okay.
Those are required under the state law. And then what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to go in, order a drink to go, and then you can take that cup filled up with whatever beverage you're looking for at that participating establishment, and then walk up and down the district outside. So you can't leave the district. Once you get to the edge of it, you got to turn back. And actually, if you look at all the stickers on the ground, they tell you when you look down, when you're leaving, it says you're leaving the district, empty your cup and throw it away. And the opposite, when you're coming into the district, it says grab a cup. So, you'll be able to participate. You can't take it into another establishment. So you couldn't take a sportsman's cup into Ludington Bay, but you can walk all the way up and down the district and then discard that cup at a garbage or recycling container outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
The biggest question I think everybody has.
Yep.
How are you going to keep tabs on people in the district?
Well, I think, part of it is the education piece. And that goes with every single ordinance, any single rule, state law change, local rule change. And most of the time, it's whether it's our police department, the bars and restaurants themselves, everybody working together to educate not only the folks that live here year-round, but also our visitors that might come in for a weekend and want to take advantage of it. And so on that end, it's education. On the other end, part of the concern that I think a lot of people brought up was the atmosphere of a Nashville or a Key West or these bigger cities.
Like a Vegas kind of.
The drunken disorderly idea that
Way to tag those
right.
cities.
Well, that's what people think of.
No,
They
I know.
automatically jump to that.
It is.
And I think part of the thing is that you still, if you are drunk in public, you are drunk in public.
Right. It's a responsibility.
It's a responsibility thing on the individual, but it's also law enforcement will still treat that just like they would if there was an individual that had consumed too much in an establishment and left. So I understand those concerns, and we will continue to address it. And if there are things within the ordinance that we can do, if there are changes to the policies of the outdoor social district that we have to do, absolutely. And I think City Council is looking at this really as a trial period. Mm-hmm. Let's do it for a year. Let's see what it does. If our bars and restaurants see an awesome benefit from this, cool. If we see some negative externalities that we've got to deal with, let's do that. If it didn't work for anybody, it was a waste of time, then we can pull it. There's nothing that says we can't. All we need to make sure of is that our bars and restaurants get out of it what they put into it, which was $250, unfortunately. They all had to pay that as the license fee to the state. And so we want to make sure that that money was a worthwhile investment for them and not just a waste of time.
Okay. What about places downtown that still haven't opened up but are planning to open up, hopefully? Mm-hmm. Are they still allowed to participate?
Yes.
Is it like an ongoing?
Absolutely. Yeah. So as long as they're within the existing district, there isn't too much that has to be done. If it's a business that's outside of the established district, then we'd have to amend the district to bring that restaurant into it and then establish that, yes, they're okay. But if you're, I think a good example is Timbers. Sure. Right now, Timbers hasn't reopened yet for the season. Once they decide to reopen, if they want to participate in the district, all they have to do is send us a letter that the DDA staff has put together, essentially saying, yes, we'd like to participate in the social district. And then that would go to City Council for them to give their blessing so that the state knows that the city is aware that those folks are going to be applying. Okay.
Any kind of functions that go on downtown, let's use Friday Night Live for an example. If it happens this year, let's say COVID...
Right. Yeah.
COVID's not going to cancel.
Hopeful for everything. Right. Absolutely.
Would people be able to participate during Friday Night Live hours with this too?
Yeah, as long as it's within the district, they could participate. I know that the DDA's had some conversations because there's weird language within the law about special events. So special event permits cannot exist within the social district area, which is why you didn't see like James Street Plaza included in that, because of the nonprofits that host events up there, with special event liquor license. The same thing with Rotary Park. So we've got to figure out kind of those details to make sure that we stay within the law, but allow some of these events that already take place to be able to take advantage of it, and so that the bars and restaurants can still see revenue on those weeknights too.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Well, that's I think it sounds like a definite possibility to bring in more revenue for the bars and restaurants in town.
Yeah.
In downtown.
Right, so. And that's really the goal. The added benefits, some of the added externalities that could be possible or positive are really, our retail establishments and service establishments. If you're, I'll take Jamesport for example. They are busy every Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. If you have a 45-minute wait, you can grab a cup to go, walk up and down James Street, and maybe you see something that you want to buy that you'll stop by later or the next day. That really, I think, could be the added benefit to those retail establishments that a lot of people don't think of. Right now they're thinking of, like the Rockford example, where Rockford closed down their main drag in their downtown because they can, and now you've got this really fun atmosphere created for it. We don't have that ability. It's US 10. So what we're hoping that can be the bigger benefit is the help that it provides to our retail establishments.
I think too, you hit on, let's say there is a 45-minute wait, they can go in, but then they're going to keep their name on that list to get the call to come in, and they're not going to leave and just be like, oh, it's too long of a wait.
Right.
That kind of, draws them in to want to stay there too.
Absolutely. And I think, I'm not a restaurateur by any stretch of the imagination. I just go to them.
Me too.
And so what I can think that restaurants look at is when they've got somebody on the waiting list, they've already got a seat, somebody sitting in that seat right now in the restaurant, but that's 45 minutes that they don't have additional revenue. Now they can sell a drink to that person waiting, and it's added revenue that they would normally not be able to see.
Right. I mean, if it was like a group of four,
Right.
4 beers, 4 drinks,
Right.
4 even pops, I
Exactly.
mean, anything. So,
Well,
yeah, it is cool.
And we've also seen, I think Humanity is a good example. I think we'll see it from some of our other non-liquor licensed establishments. They may participate with non-alcoholic beverages. Humanity did it St. Patrick's Day weekend. Right after the race was done, they were out there selling
I
tea.
saw them, yeah.
So I think, whether it's them, whether it's Red Rooster, Bookmark, any of our coffee shops in general, I think they're going to look at it and say, well, maybe we could get outside and sell coffee or tea during these really busy weekends when people are out and about.
Absolutely. 'Cause, I mean, not everybody partakes in alcohol.
No, absolutely not.
So I think that would be just smart on their end.
Exactly.
So, well, cool. Well, I look forward to seeing how this continues to go, and knock on wood, that COVID continues to, people get vaccinated, and
Yes.
it continues to maybe stay but not affect as much. So.
Exactly. We need to continue to see those numbers drop down and vaccination numbers go up, or non-infected folks, those numbers continue to go up too.
Right.
So
And I just want to plug too that a reminder for anybody 18 and older right now.
Yep.
Can sign up at the health department, District 10 Health Department, to get their vaccinations through the health department. And there is a waiting list for the 16 and 17-year-olds. And I know if they have pre-existing health things, doctors can write notes. And I've heard of kids now being able to get vaccinated in those age brackets too. So it is promising.
Absolutely, and between District 10 Health Department, Spectrum Health, Mercy Health, all of our folks in the healthcare system, they're all doing the best that they can to keep up with the demand and need for the vaccines. And those things only help businesses because they can open up a lot faster.
Yeah, and keep their workers safe as well as the people coming in.
Exactly.
So, well, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Thanks for the invite.
For any other news, check out MasonCountyPress.com, and our weather is always brought to you by Smith & Eddy Insurance. And come downtown and check out how to get lost in downtown Ludington.